Hey everyone, welcome back to English with Tom and Julia. This is your space to learn English with calm, connection, and heart, one real conversation at a time.
Exactly. We believe learning English doesn't have to feel like memorizing. It can feel like living.
And today's episode is something many of you have asked about. How do I start thinking in English?
Ah, yes. Thinking in English. It sounds mysterious, right? But it's actually much simpler than most people imagine.
You know, Tom, when I talk to English learners, the number one thing they say is, I always translate in my head before I speak.
Yes! And then, by the time they finish translating, the conversation has already moved on.
Exactly. We've all been there. Your brain becomes a little translation machine.
The truth is, translation is normal at the beginning. But if you keep doing it forever, it slows you down and keeps English feeling foreign.
So today, we'll talk about what thinking in English actually means, why it's easier than you think, and how to start doing it, even today.
Let's start with this. Thinking in English doesn't mean having perfect grammar in your head.
Yes, it's not about forming perfect sentences like a textbook. It's about switching your inner voice into English, even in small moments.
Exactly. When you start describing your day, your feelings, your little thoughts, even to yourself, in English, you're already thinking in English.
So, for example, instead of thinking, I'm hungry in your native language, you think it directly in English, I'm hungry. Or instead of, it's raining, you just think, it's raining.
That's it. Simple, short thoughts. You're training your brain to connect meaning directly to English, without translation. You know, Julia, I remember you said once that this happened to you with Spanish, right?
Yes, totally. When I lived in Spain, I used to translate everything. I'd think in English, then try to translate to Spanish, and it sounded robotic.
Been there.
Then one day, I realized my host mom never translated when she learned English. She just lived in it. So I started small. When I cooked, I'd say to myself, cut the tomato, stir the sauce, in Spanish. When I left home, I'd think, where's my umbrella, in Spanish. After a few weeks, it became automatic. I stopped translating. I just thought.
That's such a great example. Thinking in English isn't a big leap. It's a series of small moments. Let's give our listeners something practical they can do right now. I call this the mini thought method.
I love that name. How does it work?
It's simple. Step 1. Notice the small thoughts in your daily life. I'm tired. That's funny. Where's my phone? Step 2. Say or think them in English, out loud if you can, or silently in your head.
That's so doable. And it's so natural. You're not forcing study time, you're just switching your thinking language in tiny moments.
Exactly. It's like changing the language of your inner voice, one sentence at a time.
And here's a little secret. You don't have to know every word. If you can't think of one, describe it in simple English. Like, instead of umbrella, you can say, the thing for rain.
Perfect. That's exactly how real communication works. Your goal isn't perfection, it's connection.
You know what I've noticed, Tom? People often wait until they feel ready to think in English.
Yes, but if you wait until you feel ready, you'll never start.
Exactly. Thinking in English doesn't happen after you become fluent. It's how you become fluent.
Beautifully said. It's like learning to swim. You can't wait until you're good at it to get in the water.
Right. You start small, you splash a little, you laugh, and that's okay.
So the mindset shift is this. Don't aim to be perfect in English. Aim to live small moments in English.
But Tom, let's play devil's advocate for a second. What if someone says, I can't think in English because my vocabulary is too small?
Good question. Actually, that's why you should start thinking in English.
Explain that.
When you think in English, even with limited words, you start noticing what you really need to learn. Instead of memorizing random vocabulary, you learn the words that describe your life.
Ah, yes. So it becomes personal. If you think, I want to buy coffee, you learn that phrase because it matters to you.
Exactly. You learn faster because every word has meaning, not just translation.
Let's share a fun mini exercise for our listeners, something they can try today.
Sure. Here's a 2-minute daily exercise called Your Inner Voice. Step 1. When you wake up, describe what you're doing out loud or in your head. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm looking for my keys. I'm making coffee. Step 2. Before bed, reflect on your day in English. Today was busy. I felt happy when I talked to my friend.
That's so simple and powerful. You don't need books, just awareness. You're turning daily thoughts into English automatically.
Yes. Over time, your brain will stop reaching for translation. English will just appear.
You know what helps this process even more? Listening.
Absolutely. When you listen to English every day, podcasts, songs, YouTube, your brain starts hearing the rhythm of thoughts.
Yes, and if you pair listening with small thinking moments, it's like feeding your brain from both sides, input and output.
Exactly. So listen to native English for 5 to 10 minutes daily. Then think small thoughts in response. That's how your brain learns to think in English naturally.
You know, when we talk about thinking in English, we're really talking about something deeper: trust.
Yes, trusting that your brain is learning, even when it feels slow.
And trusting that mistakes are part of progress, not proof of failure.
Exactly. You don't become fluent one day. You grow fluent, one small thought at a time.
So next time you catch yourself translating, don't feel bad. Just smile and think, okay, now let's try it in English.
Let's recap today's key ideas. First, thinking in English means creating small English thoughts, not big grammar sentences. Second, start with simple phrases about your daily life, even if they're imperfect. Third, practice short, inner voice moments every day. Last, pair your listening with small English reflections.
And most importantly, be patient. The moment you stop judging yourself, your mind becomes free to think in English.
That's it for today's episode. The secret of thinking in English.
And hey, if today's episode helped you feel a little more confident, remember, that's already progress. Even one small shift in how you think can change how you learn.
Yes. And we just want to remind you, you don't need to rush this journey. English is something you grow into. One small conversation, one small thought at a time.
Take a deep breath. Be proud of yourself for showing up today. Because most people say they want to improve, but you're actually doing it.
If you'd like, share this episode with a friend or someone who's learning English too. You never know whose day you might brighten with just a little inspiration.
And if you haven't already, hit follow so you don't miss the next episode. We'll be waiting for you right here.
Until then, keep listening, keep learning, and keep being kind to yourself.
We'll see you in the next one.
Bye for now, and keep learning with heart.